So yeah, I think we can start with the introduction first. So maybe you can also introduce more about yourself and also why you start Vernus, because I think most of us are basically new in your project, and basically would like to know about your visions and also like the biggest reason why you are gonna create Vernus.
All right. First of all, thank you all for the opportunity to speak here. I'm truly excited about having the opportunity to speak to what I assume is a mostly Chinese audience. My name is Zoltán. I have a background in software engineering mostly. I'm 33 years old. I am doxed, as they say in the crypto space. Like, you can see my full face, you can see the company details. The company Vernus is based in the United Kingdom. I'm currently based in Hungary. The reason I started Vernus is that I was fed up with how everywhere we have subscriptions nowadays. And I feel like the most easy business model is when you want to buy something, you just buy it, and you don't have to commit yourself to months of subscriptions. And if you want to consume a diverse portfolio of content, then you can just buy a piece from here, buy a piece from there. And that includes mainstream media, that includes newsletter writers, that includes YouTubers who just want to sell access to one piece of content. And I've always wanted to build something that people who don't know what a contract address or what an IP address even is. And a few years ago, crypto still seemed to be like super expensive, super slow, super technical. And in order to be able to work with crypto, you need more mainstream adoption. So we started Vernus about a year ago. We have a complete application that you can check at vernus.one. But it still only works with fiat. We are currently in the process of integrating the token. We are actually releasing a new version of the application tomorrow morning. So what we wanted to achieve was allow easier access to content, allow content creators to reach new markets, and also as we move towards crypto, because credit cards are super expensive and super complicated, there are also regional differences, not global enough, a bunch of problems. We discovered that our approach to copyright is still in the 19th century. So what we are doing with Vernus is basically we're tokenizing copyright. So, for example, if you publish, let's say, an article on Vernus, you can just set an unlock price on it. So if somebody wants to read the full article, they have to pay like, I don't know, 10 yuan or $1 or the equivalent of that. And Vernus takes 10% of that money, like 1 yuan, and 9 yuan goes to the I'm sorry, I have a throat ache. And 9 yuan goes to the creator. But if they choose to turn it into an NFT, then that NFT can be traded, and whoever owns the NFT also owns the copyright to it. Like, you can just trade the copyright of a piece of intellectual property. So what happens is, we used to make fun of NFTs like 5 years ago when all the apes and all this stuff were popular. And it really was just a JPEG that you could right click and download. But when NFTs also represent an opportunity of passive income, that's a completely different story. Like, for example, if you see an article on Vernus and you think this is meaningful and this is important and it's going to become even more popular, then you can buy that NFT and the unlock price stays the same. So, for example, you buy the NFT for $100 and the sell price or the unlock price is $1. What happens later is Vernus takes 10% from every $1 sale, the original creator will always get 10%. That's how we respect the original creator. And whoever holds the NFT automatically gets 80% of the profits of the piece. So we are basically creating one-time payments. We are also creating tokenized copyright, where copyright can be traded and is automatically respected and honored. And we are also creating a layer of what we call proof of humanity. We want to make sure that the content you are consuming comes from a human. That's the basic gist of it all, and I'm happy to respond to any of your questions.
Oh, thank you. A quick introduction. So far, I just have a quick look on your project website. I see more content basically in terms of text or image, right? How about videos? Is it only limited to text and image for now in terms of the tokenization stage?
Yes, you are right. So obviously, from a technical perspective, the easiest to implement and the easiest to test the business model is also text and images. That's pretty trivial. You just upload it, you can store it in a database. There's no complicated stuff like encoding, making sure like various bit rates are. Well, video is complicated. Voice is also pretty complicated. You need to upload different formats, etc. And yeah, we currently only have text and images. We also support files. Like you can actually sell files on the platform. Like for example, if you have a course, you can already trade it, but we don't have support for audio and video yet. And if you create an account, you can already see that when you click new post, there's already article snippet, file, and audio and video is already there. So it's a work in progress, but we are currently looking for the best solution to actually host the videos, because it's so complicated that doing it ourselves is just not the best idea. And we also don't want to work with YouTube. And also, especially in front of a Chinese audience, like we want to come up with a solution that's just available everywhere around the planet. Because most of the things that are worthy of paying for are not really compatible with YouTube, or they're also not really compatible with Tencent or Weibo. So we are looking into ways of finding a good provider that can host our videos, and that has good API that we can work with, where we can actually measure things like viewership, access modes, etc. So video is coming by the end of the year. That's what I can say. We are hoping it comes sooner, but it's coming by the end of the year. And also podcasts, like for example, just like what we are doing currently on X, you can see that we had a technical issue a few minutes ago. It happens a lot on X, and most of these interviews, like the AMA we are doing currently, are free for all. But imagine doing something similar in a restricted space. Like, for example, you manage to do an interview with somebody who's really important in the space, unlike me. Like you have, I don't know, Peaceful DK from Heaven on a Space, or Ben Pasternak from Believe, or somebody who a lot of people are paying attention to, and you can just say like, we are going to do an interview with this and that who's an important person, and you can listen to it for $1. And that's what's going to be possible on Vernus. So you could say, like, if you want to access like limited VIP kind of content, and by paying a one-time fee, instead of being part of like some inner circle or something, you can do it on Vernus, and that's also coming by the end of the year. So the principles, the prototypes are already out there. It still needs a bit of work. Like hosting these kind of things is complicated. Like it is possible when you just want to upload one video and play that video, but when you want to build something that actually scales and it allows for growing and it allows for fulfilling our vision. It's much more complicated, and we want to make sure that we can sustain like having 10,000 videos uploaded a day or a couple of terabytes of sound uploaded a day. It's just a technical challenge that we still have to do, but we already conquered a bunch of technical challenges, and they have all been successful so far. What like our current priority is that we first want to integrate the token, because a lot of people have been buying the token, and everybody is rightfully asking like, when is the utility for the Vernus token coming? So that's currently our first priority. And once we have that, and it works with files and it works with text and images, our next priority is implementing the tokenization, and after that comes audio, and after that comes video.
Okay, thanks for your explanation. So maybe I will just translate in a bit in Cantonese, just a quick, overview on what you just talked about. So I will just switch to Cantonese right now. 咁我講翻中文啦，係大家好。如果聽可以俾少少 emoji 我啦，起碼我知道即係大家聽到啦。Zoltán 咁就係Vernus嘅 founder 啦，係啦，即係創辦人啦。咁佢就應該係 base 喺英國嘅，係啦，33歲咁樣啦。咁佢 Vernus 呢一個項目啦，其實最主要就係希望可以保護創作者嘅一啲嘅版權啦，即係佢哋可能做一啲嘅文字上嘅創作，或者係一啲視覺上嘅創作啦，可能係圖片啊、書啊咁樣啦。咁可以即係你個平台就可以俾啲創作者係去代幣化咗呢一啲嘅呢一啲嘅版權啦。咁就當可能有即係可能有買賣出現嘅時候，譬如可能係啲人想要買佢呢一個創作廊嘅時候，咁就可以用NFT 形式係啦，咁就係啦，即係非同質代幣嘅形式啊去買嘅。咁而每一次買賣咧，咁都係會有翻一個叫做 royalties 啊。即係嗰個你當係一個 trading fee 咧，即係交易費用咁樣啦，係啊，咁就可以俾翻嗰個嘅版權嘅創作係去自己設定翻咁樣嘅，係啦。咁大致上係咁樣啦。咁我下一條問題我就會問一問啦。So next question, follow-up question, that regarding the token, right? The utility of the Vernus token. So I remember you mentioned about the royalties of the transaction for the digital content, right? So will there be a buyback mechanism upcoming for the Vernus token, or will there be any other flywheel mechanism that you guys are going to design?
Yes. The very simple answer to that is yes. We already have a buyback going on, and it's actually due to the fact that Vernus is hosted on Heaven. We actually have a working flywheel, unlike Believe. And I don't have anything wrong to say about Believe. I think they're building good stuff, but Heaven already has a really good flywheel working. And if you look at our white paper, I have commented the link to the white paper below the space in a tweet. We have two ways of spinning the flywheel and also buying back tokens. So for both mechanisms, we are making money in two ways. First is from trading volume trading volume of the token itself. Like people are trading it like any other token. We are making around 1% in creator fees from Heaven. And through that, what's happening is we are automatically burning 25% of our income. That's already burned around 1% of the token, around 10 million tokens. You can, if you go to the page for the token on Heaven, you can see that a bunch of the tokens have been burnt already. We are taking, so 25% is burned automatically, 50% is taken as profits, and 25% is automatically being bought back so that we can build our treasury. all of the details of this are lined out in the white paper for Vernus. And then another important income source is when people, once we have the utility upgrade deployed, when people buy something on when people buy access to an article or a video on Vernus, we are taking 10% of the fee. So for example, if somebody buys something for 100 yuan, we are getting 10 yuan in profits. 2.5 yuans are automatically burned. So the same percentages, 25% burned, 25% built back, 50% 50% is taken as profits. And what we are currently doing, we are actually buying back more than 25% because we want to build our treasury faster so that we can pay for marketing, make sure that we can build new utility stuff like staking, but that's a longer topic and we're still very early with that. I wouldn't want to go into details, but basically that's what's happening. We have two income sources. 25% is going to is burned, 25% is bought back, 50% is profits. So we are actually putting half of our income back into the token, and it's already happening. So you can check it out; it's happening.
I see. So one question that is from our community, who is Alex, asking that. So he basically has a concern. Like, there are two major concerns. The first concern is he feels like it may be a double-edged blade because, like, now most of the days, creators are very attracted to the subscription model because they can earn the income passively, right? So once they got the subscription, they will be receiving their reward monthly or annually, depending on the terms, right? So do you think that if you are going to digitalize, because I feel like Vernus is staying on behalf of the user instead of the digital creators. So will there be a balancing method in between, like how to attract more creators to the platform? Because it feels like the current method of using NFT may be having a hard time to adopt more market share. Yeah. So I think basically this is Alex's question, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, totally understand the question. And it's a very good question. The thing is, I've talked to a bunch of media creators, both small size like tiny newsletter writers and also big national media organizations. And what is very common is that they do not know why people subscribe and they have a huge churn rate. So what usually happens is that somebody likes an article or likes a video on Nebula or there are these platforms where YouTubers put their content that's not compatible with YouTube. So they put it on Patreon, they put it on Nebula, they put it on Brilliant, all these platforms. And what they see is that a lot of people subscribe because they want to watch one video and then they automatically cancel the subscription. Like sometimes people even cancel the subscription before they consume the piece of content because they want to make sure that they're not paying next month. And a lot of these people have a huge churn rate and they are fighting to figure out ways of making people stay. And also what they're doing is they're doing huge discounts for people to finally subscribe. And even that way, they have a huge churn problem. So what we're trying to address is that when you do a one-time sell, people still stay as a follower. So they still get notifications of your content. They still have access to your profile and what you're doing. And if they want to dig deeper, then they have to pay a small fee. But it all happens inside the Vernus platform, and it also this is also a target for the end of the year. We are working on extensions, like you could actually embed Vernus into your website, so purchasing just happens through a browser extension like a crypto wallet. But the thing is, like, what we are our stance on subscriptions is that it is bad for the users. It is bad for the creators as well, but not as bad for the creators as it is for the users. So the creators only sense that it's not a good model, but they don't have a better way to do a good model, because the only thing that they can do is it's the same problem that we had. Like, if they could sell, and there were multiple companies trying to do this, like the New York Times actually did try to sell articles by the piece. But the thing is, even if you're a big company like the New York Times or any similar media organization, doing microtransactions using fiat money, using credit cards, is just super expensive. Like, if you, for example, if you want to sell something for $1 on Stripe, it costs 42 cents. It's all public information on Stripe. Go check it out. It's 39 cents plus 3. It's super expensive. Like, you're leaving half of the money on the table, and nobody wants to do that. And once you do sell something for a higher price, like you combine it into a subscription for a monthly fee, the fixed component in that price becomes a bit lower. Like, it's still 29 or 39 cents, but since the amount is higher, the percentage that you're leaving on the table is smaller. So if we can actually build a user-friendly interface that both content creators and regular users can use, and it incorporates crypto, then we are actually solving the problem that these companies have. So I've talked to journalists and from big, like, I've talked to journalists from Forbes, for example, and everybody just hates subscriptions because they know that they are making money from people who are not using the thing. Like, a lot of subscription revenue is just from forgotten subscriptions. I mean, you have all seen this. Like, you subscribe to this, you subscribe to that, and at the end of the year, maybe you do a review of your finances and you see that, oh, I've been paying $10 a month for this, and I totally forgot about it. And good content creators also don't want to make money from just they told me, and this is not my words, that it often feels like stolen money because it's from people who just forgot about something, and their credit cards are being charged. And the reason one-time payments don't exist in digital media is because it's expensive. Like, it's expensive with credit cards. It used to be expensive with Bitcoin and Ethereum, and the only way it's possible to do is using contemporary blockchain solutions. Like, Solana is a perfect fit. A lot of people are using it. Base on Ethereum is also a good fit, and we are working on making Vernus multi-chain. We are looking into Wormhole to make it multi-chain. The problem with Base is that it's even more complicated to explain to a regular user than any crypto. So with Solana, it's super easy because you just go L1, it's cheap and fast. With Ethereum, it's like you have to buy Ethereum and then you have to bridge it to Base, and then it's complicated. So I think that the question that Alex posed is very real. I totally get the question. And the important part is that this is a problem that isn't only seen by Alex, it isn't only seen by me, it's also seen by the journalists and the newsletter writers. Like, they don't want money that is not intentionally paid for their content. And a lot of subscription revenue is just forgotten money. They don't like it. It's also harder for them to sell. And one thing that's really, really important is that it's really hard for small players. Like, if you want to make, if you can only buy subscriptions, then you have a budget for subscriptions, and you say, like, I'm gonna I'm going to pay a subscription for a newspaper from Singapore, one from Hong Kong, one from London, one from America, like Washington Post, New York Times, or something. And then maybe I want to buy a subscription to a few local newspapers, like I do from Hungary and from the UK. And then that's it. And then you see that you're spending $100 on media. And when somebody with a small newspaper appears, nobody wants to spend another $10. Like when you're a small player, it's really, really hard to convince someone that I want you to add me to your budget, and I want to be the sixth player after the Washington Post and New York Times. It's really hard to get into it. But if you're just asking for $1, you can actually compete with the big guys. Like you write an article, the New York Times writes an article, and you're both selling for $1, and it's a fair competition. And if you're doing subscriptions, then the big player has so much more chances. And I think that we are bringing fairness to media with one-time payments that are cheap and fast.
Okay, yeah, thanks for the explanation. And we got an even better question from Sam. So in the space comment section, so he raised another question, which is correlated to what you just said. So you position Vernus as the platform to help small digital content creators to have their income stream, right? But what will be the traction of the content being listed on your platform, and who's purchasing the content of the platform right now? I think this is very critical for Vernus, because if the positioning that you mentioned is for small players, then there should be enough traction to also help them, not just the platform, to grow as a whole. Yeah.
Sorry, can you? I couldn't hear the last bit. There was some issue with that. Can you repeat the last part of it?
Can you hear me right now?
Yes.
Yeah. So follow-up question would be, what will be the traction of the content being listed on Vernus, and who's going to purchase content off the platform at the moment?
Very good question. Like this is something very common for any kind of marketplace. We can call it the classic marketplace problem, the chicken egg problem. Like who wants to publish when there are not enough readers? Who wants to read when there are not enough publishers? So it's true for all kind of marketplaces, whether you want to sell vegetables or digital content. And what we're doing currently is we are reaching out to a bunch of content creators, and we already have like 20, 25 creators on board. Around half of them is from the crypto space. Like since our big part of our audience is coming from the crypto space due to the token, we are focusing on the crypto space as a content space as well. And what we asked from these creators is that we want to build a good portfolio before we actually start publishing their content. Like there is already some content published on the platform, but it's really not much. It's all before our transition to Web3. And what we're doing currently is all the creators actually bring a part of their audience. Like some have an audience of 10,000 people, others have an audience of 500 people, some have no audience at all. But most people have some audience, like even if it's just their friends, or maybe they have already an audience on YouTube or X or something, a couple thousand people. What we are doing is we are scheduling waves of content launches. So it's going to happen starting next month, like on the first few days, like first, second, third of every month, we are turning on a wave of new publications. So when one publication brings their audience to the platform, they're also going to find out about new other publications. And what people are going to see is that there's activity going on the platform. So we are basically focusing most of our marketing efforts on bringing new content creators to the platform. And once they bring their audience to the platform, it's actually going to what is the right word for this? Is it kind of multiplies the effect. So we reach out to content creators, they bring their audience, and we make sure that new content creators publish at the same time, like in waves. So people can see that there's momentum, there's activity. And I hope that this also helps people discover new content, and new publications can also find a new audience.
Do you have some figure to show? Like for example, like okay, so in average for every digital creators right now, how much they're earning right now at the moment? So do you mind share a bit more actual numbers?
Yes, fair question. Even if our numbers are low, so we don't have the VAR token utility currently turned on. So there hasn't been crypto transactions on the platform at the moment. Like I have tweeted about this in the past few days. We have just released. September has been a month of super hard work. We started the month with releasing our white paper. Then in the middle of the month, we released a new API version. Then we released a completely new branding with like 100 different design assets. And then we are just about to release the new application version with a dedicated token page for token holders. And regarding revenue, we have when we first published the application, we reached out to a few people and told them about the idea, and we had a custom offer made, like if you believe in the idea, like subscriptions should be replaced with one-time payments, and we have a limited time offer for you where you can purchase an unlimited access to the platform, and around 150 people purchased it for like $40. So our total revenue currently is about $7,000. So it's still not much, but we are just getting started. Like it's super early. I would say we are still micro cap, and the main feature of the product is just about to be released this week. So it's still before day one. That's what I'm always saying.
Sorry.
The total revenue of around 7.
Sorry to interrupt. You mean 6,000 USD is the platform generating income, or the income the digital creators earn?
It's the total revenue of the platform.
Oh, total revenue in terms of the trading fee, right?
No, it's the total. How could I?
Oh, trading volume. Can I understand this way? Trading volume?
It's the total amount people spent on it.
I see. So basically, oh, okay, got you. Yeah. So yeah, just a quick roundup for our Chinese community. 咁係啦，轉翻channel 講翻中文。咁頭先都問咗幾個問題啦。咁關於佢嗰個 tokenomics 或者嗰個飛輪嘅設計咧，咁就我啱啱都喺個 TG 度啦，亦都Vernus 嘅 founder 都好，Zoltán都喺個。即係我哋呢一個嘅space 嘅 session 下面啦，都擺咗佢哋個白皮書啦。咁其實係啦，即係都係比較standard 嘅一啲嘅 description 啦。咁有興趣可以去望一望啦。咁頭先Alex 都問咗一個好嘅問題，就係關於咁樣會唔會同而家啲即係譬如可能有訂閱模式嘅一啲嘅平台，即係譬如可能 YouTube 嗰啲會衝撞咗咧，咁就咁因為其實佢Vernus 佢哋個平台最主要打嘅方向就係俾一啲小型創作者係去做，因為小型創作者好難去做到一系列嘅內容嘅，佢可能係每一個細浪咁樣賣，咁所以其實就變相佢哋打嘅市場就係一個比較niche 嘅 market 啦，即係去叫做係一個 complement 啦，complement 翻而家佢哋現有嘅嗰個市場嘅一啲嘅產品咁樣。咁另外頭先阿 Sam 都問咗一個好嘅問題咧，就係關於即係嗰個而家嗰個產品上咗線之後，有冇一啲叫做可能係盈利啊，或者有幾多人用咧？咁頭先阿 Zoltán都好坦白，因為佢哋都係即係開始咗冇幾耐啦，即係都係一間初創嘅項目咁樣啦。咁佢哋而家 so far 叫做係創作者賣出或者係有一啲嘅消費者喺佢哋買一啲創作嘅內容咧，大概$6000左右啦，即係呢1-2個月係啦。咁就大致上咁樣啦。另外就係如果大家有啲問題想問嘅，都可以 feel free 可能喺TG 我哋個群度啊，或者係喺個 space 度留言都可以嘅，係啦。咁我頭先見阿 Desmond raise 手，你可以unmute啦。Thank you.
Yeah, I also have a question in mind, so maybe I just ask this here directly. So, basically, I know that your project is on HeavenDesk, right? So HeavenDesk actually is another ICM launchpad, as by Peaceful Decay, right? And also, I think that in the past, this creates such a hype for a very short while, but I know that maybe they are doing like a 2.0 in the near future, and I know that since I believe now maybe many projects, many ICM projects are on beliefs, but I want to know more about the HeavenDesk ecosystem, because like you are based on HeavenDesk. So if they are getting traction, maybe if there are less projects or fewer projects, it may give you more exposure when they maybe if they emerge in the future, maybe you will get kind of a spotlight. So I would like to ask, what is your feel towards the HeavenDesk ecosystem, and also how many projects are there currently, and can you shed us some light on how is there going on like that? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Desmond, for the question. We have actually launched before on Believe. Like, if people start doing their research, they can actually see that we had a token before on Believe. And there was a moment with Believe when things weren't going well. Like even today, like you can see that there are promises of a flywheel being launched, and I really hope that they can do it, because I feel like currently in the whole Solana space, there are 2 platforms which actually want to build good stuff. And I call this plus EV stuff. The 2 platforms are Heaven and Believe. And all the other platforms are very interesting from an economic point of view, like how attention can be turned into, how attention can be tokenized. But it's just not something that resonates with me culturally, like Pump Fun and Bong Fun and Bags and those. I think that Heaven and Believe are the 2 best platforms currently. And if you look at the price for Launchcoin, you can see that there was a huge dip during August or July and August, and people were just as impatient with Ben Pasternak and with Believe as they are currently with Peace and Heaven. And I have read all the long form content coming from Peace. I think it's really, really good content. Like, if you want to read content from someone who thinks very deeply about what's going to happen with the whole token ecosystem, I think Peaceful Decay's content is very, very good quality. Also, I think that from a software point of view, what Heaven is doing is really high quality. Like, it's the application is outstandingly good. I have read the audit of their smart contract. It's really, really good. They are doing things seriously. They are putting deep thought into it. It's not just about buying a Lambo and going to the moon. It's about actually building something that's going to be useful for people, both for builders and for the users of these things. And I know that Heaven is slow at the moment, but it is also slowly regaining momentum. Like, there was a huge dip for the Light token, and it's slowly coming back. People were setting up the funeral for Heaven, but it's I'm pretty sure that it's not that yet, and it's still like it's still the platform with probably the most potential. And if you look at some of the projects that are on Heaven, I think there are a few outstanding stuff. Like Woo AI is a really good one. Lumen is a really good one. They are paying software developers royalties when their code is used by AI companies. The developer behind Lumen is actually Chinese. Like if you want to maybe talk with him, I can actually hook you up. I've talked with him before. And the big difference between the other platforms and Heaven, in my experience, is that you can actually reach out to the team and they get back to you. Their support channel works. Like the reason we left Believe is that we set up an API key with them, and we actually wanted to start implementing their basic flywheel mechanism. It's not really a flywheel, but it's kind of a flywheel. I hope they make it better soon. And when we tried to run the API calls, we got error responses from their servers, 500 errors, and it took them a really long time to fix it. So it was kind of apparent that if we want to build a serious company, we need more control and we need more independence. And in a very interesting fashion, Heaven both gives us more support, give us more insight, and we also have more independence regarding the token itself. So I know that Heaven is currently experiencing like a dip, also a retrace in trust. But there is a small, really tight community that is still very optimistic about Heaven, and I'm one of those. Like I've listened to the voice chats by Peace. I have read all the long format things that he has written. I have read every letter of the Heaven documentation, and I think that Heaven 2.0 is going to be like the biggest thing of the year in the token ecosystem this year. Just to sum it up, I totally understand why people are skeptical of Heaven, and I am the total opposite. Like I think it's going to be the best thing. Thank you for your question.
Do you have anything to add, Desmond, or we can continue?
Oh, currently not. But thanks for your explanation. Yeah. Yeah. I also feel that because like for example, when I first bought into Believers, or most recently, the first bag of me was from like LaunchCon was like near 40 millions or 44 millions, so it was super fast. And also I think many people just left and do not realize they are here for the long term. So maybe I think Heavendex also will have the potential too. Yeah. Maybe we can start with another question. Yeah.
OK，thank you Desmond。咁頭先Desmond 就問關於阿 Vernus 呢一個項目，即係原本就由叫 Believe 生態啦，去到 Heavendex 啦，咁兩邊都係做緊 ICM 嘅市場啦。咁基本上就係問嘅喺支援上面，其實Heavendex 同埋嗰個即係同埋 Believe 之間嗰個分別啊，或者嗰個嘅差異係點樣咧？咁Zoltán都好坦白咁樣講啦，其實而家Heavendex 而家都係處於一個叫做係即係再定位嘅狀態啦。咁所以變相就而家佢哋都係一齊同即係都叫做係轉咗另外一個生態圈啦。咁所以都係處於一個叫做係係一個雖然而家可能比較艱難少少啦，但係當可能佢哋個定位即係重新做好咗啦，然之後又出翻啲新嘅 feeling 嘅時候咧，咁就Heavendex 生態嘅帶動咧，如無意外應該係會幫到Vernus 呢個項目，即係一齊有一個叫做 一齊飛升嘅狀態咁樣咯，係啦。咁啊大致上就係咁樣啦。係咯，都嚟到我諗 AIMA 都嚟到呢一度啦，都想睇下其他即係可能係而家聽緊 AIMA 嘅朋友仔啊，有冇啲問題想問？如果有國內的朋友，如果你有些問題，也可以問一下。有 Desmond 啦。
我聽唔到，唔好意思。
冇啊，我見到你舉手咯，你係咪想問問題咧？
我冇乜其他問題住。
OK，好，可能係嗰啲UI glitch 啦，我以為 Desmond 有嘢問，係啦，咁就係咯，我見到有多一條問題嘅，咁我就而家再問一問啦。So we also got another additional question, but I believe it's somehow correlated to Desmond's previous question. Crypto Dreams cousin, so he just asked, what are your thoughts when you decided to start with Heaven Desk Eco instead of Believe app? And what do you think that it is good to be with Heaven Desk? And anything that could improve or update to make the ecosystem better? I think it's more likely a revision of the a previous question. Or Zoltán, do you have anything to add regarding this? Maybe you need to reapply a speaker again because I saw you drop out due to connection issue. Maybe you can request it to be the speaker again. I just drop you the invite again so you can see whether you can receive it. If you can receive it, you can just accept the invitation of being a speaker. Yeah, I just approved you, so you should be able to speak within seconds, I think. Seems that there's some difficulty from Zoltán to join back our discussion. So if there's no more question at the moment, I think we can round it off. Yeah. So thanks Vernus founders for joining us today, and also Desmond. 咁我哋今日就嚟到呢一度啦，係啦，咁都多謝大家，希望都支持我哋嚟緊下一個同 ICM 唔同嘅項目嘅 AMA 啦，咁今日就嚟到呢度先啦，多謝晒。